Well, hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. All right, so yesterday my grandson and I moved a few chickens. I put 5 more down here with Sue, just whichever 5 wanted to go in there, and ended up being one of the gray ones, a couple of Rhode Island Reds, and a black sex link. Looked like that other black one is the Easter egger. Yep. So there's 2 Easter eggers in here with him. A black sex lynx, 2 Rhode Island Reds, and then the barnyard mix, plus one of the babies got over here and stayed. So, we had a little storm hit yesterday afternoon late. I got a little over a 1/4 inch of rain, but so in the middle pen, I've got a barnyard mix and a Rhode Island Red inside the pen there, and 2 more Rhode Island Reds, a black sex link, and I can't tell if that's a black sex link or an Easter egger, but, and then 4 babies. Now there was only 1 baby, but 3 of them flew back over the fence to get back over here. So they're doing well. Now I actually had 8 in this pen. 2 of them, the adults, flew back into the last pen, which leaves 10 hens down here, adult hens, with the white knight. There's a Rhode Island Red in there moving around on the ground. I don't know if she's dust bathing or if something's wrong with her. I haven't been in there to check on her, but she is moving around. She's moved from one place to another in there. But anyway, there's a few babies in here with them too. So I did go in with the mower yesterday and cut the grass down back there, clean it up just a little bit. So my oldest grandson helped me do that, opening the gates for me and such. I'm fixing to get back on the mower and cut behind the chicken pens and try to get some more grass cut. I did cut where I park in the backyard toward the garden yesterday. So I was going to show y'all something. I know it looks redneck, sorry, but look, I zip tied cardboard to this luggage rack up front and back. And the reason is, when I rode down the dirt road at the faster speed, which I think the fastest it got up to that first day was 27 miles an hour. And I guess it's broke in a little bit now. I got it up to 33 yesterday. But this throwing the sand up with the tires and just tearing my tail up, covering me with that sand. And the website said they do not sell fenders for these bikes. And I thought, well, maybe I could do something so at least the cardboard will stop it until it gets wet or tears up or whatever. But you see, I've zip tied it on there to the frame. It works really, really well. I got up to 33 with the cardboard on it and didn't get any sand thrown in my face. So I'm going to have to either have some metal cut, and put on there and paint it black to match the rest, or something to make my own fenders like that to go with the luggage rack, and make it a lot more enjoyable riding at faster speeds on dirt roads and trails and such. But I rode both my grandboys with it. I let them sit up here kind of between my legs on the gas tank. Looks like that seat's a little crooked to me, but anyway, they thoroughly enjoyed it. My oldest grandson, who will turn 11 in a few weeks, has never learned how to ride a bicycle. And I didn't buy him a little bitty bike. I bought a bigger bike for the next step up. And this thing's got a lot of gears. But I tried to teach him over the weekend on how to ride the bike. And him riding with me on there, kind of helping him learn the balance and the steering. So I'm going to do that more next time he comes out, and eventually he'll get it to where he can ride this bicycle, and we'll be able to do something. I did get my wagon out that's supposed to be pulled by a bicycle. That tire held there. This one will not. So I'm going to have to take it off and change the tube or patch it or whatever. And I've got to find the hitch that goes on the sprocket of the bicycle that this connects to. And it'll pull behind the bike, and then put the frame on that. And you see I threw grass in it yesterday, but that don't matter. I can throw all that out. But get that finished, put the front rail and the back rail put back on it, because it'll fold up without it on there, and they're laying inside the bag. But get the tubes fixed where they're not leaking, and I got to find that hitch. It just bolts onto the axle back here, and then it clips on and off to pull that wagon, and then I can haul stuff with it. So I've had that wagon for probably 6 or 8, maybe 10 years. I've just never used it. So I'm planning on putting it, I want to get a hitch to put on both bicycles, but especially the motorized bicycle, so I can pull supplies with it. So anyway, I know the cardboard looks redneckish, but y'all, it made a huge difference on the amount of dirt that was being thrown up on me while I was riding. And I've been getting a good amount of squash. Got 6 or 8 off this plant the other day, and it's got a few more growing on it. I haven't gotten any off this, but it is the biggest plant, but the vine borers have gotten into it pretty doggone good down there. So I'm probably going to snatch this one out. That one's got a few more squash growing on it, and that one the vine borers have got, there's no squash growing. But there's some watermelons that are just about ready to pick. They say when you get that darker yellow sunspot on there, they're ready to pick. And I've got three large ones, one here. Let me walk over there. One in here, and then the one there, and the one there. And this one here is just about ready to pick, from what I can tell. So far, every one I've picked this year has not been ripe, so I'm trying. But yes, you see, I've got to cut grass. But look how many blooms are all over this rose bush. We have gotten some rain just about every day, and it may have only been a 1/4 inch or whatever, but I did have a day the end of last week, that I got almost 1 3/4 inches overnight. So we've been getting a good amount of rain. I have not been watering the garden. There is another small melon there that hasn't split yet. So the small ones seem to split more than the big ones do. But everything else has been pulled except that plant growing in the pot there in the middle. So I'm fixing to get on the mower. I'm going to go ahead and fill the tank up, even though it's almost full. And I always check the oil and that stuff before I crank it. So I'm going to get on there and try to get the rest of my grass cut, or at least as much of it as I can, because that out there is just, I think it's probably the thickest I've ever let it get. But I'm going to finish cutting the front yard where Sparky is, and get as much of it cut as I can today before it gets too dark. And like I say, I'm going to start on the back side where the shade is. I'm going to pause y'all for just a minute. There's a red wasp flying around I want to spray. Alright, the one I was trying to get was up on the rafter up here, and it flew off. When I sprayed, I missed, but there was 2 more. One above my deep fryer pot, and then another one on that pickaxe handle. I did spray them and kill them. So I know there's a wasp nest. I believe it's up under that grill. But y'all, that's the one thing in this world I'm terrified of, is wasps. Oh, there's another one back there. I'm fixing to spray it too. Alright, I got that one. But wasps terrify me. It's the one thing that really makes me freak out. If you between me and a wasp, or behind me when I've got a wasp close by, I'll run your butt over. I don't care if you're big, small, it don't matter. I don't like them. But either way, I am going to move my bike back a little bit and get over there and check the oil in the mower and all that stuff, and get it cranked up and get on the mower. So guys, I appreciate y'all watching my videos, subscribing to the channel. Hope y'all don't think that's too redneck on the cardboard fenders, but I can go get some metal. They sell, my brother's shop has it all the time. Scrap pieces, plenty big enough to do that. And make me some fenders and put on there and paint it black. That's what I think I'm going to do. So I'll screw them down and not zip tie it, but at least I know the idea works now. So, and I've got a pattern to use to cut the metal out and get it put in place. So the company doesn't make fenders for it, but I do, apparently. And those of you that, there's very few of you, but those of you that know that I've been asked for prayers for my middle child and her husband and their kids and all. Prayers are working. Things are getting a lot better, and I appreciate each and every one of those. But please continue to keep them in your prayers. Times are hard, and people make bad decisions, and luckily they were loving enough for each other to start working through those problems. So I do appreciate y'all's prayers very much. But y'all remember what I've always told you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.